speech, Curly or Straight, the Great Debate. Toastmaster Jody Roberts.
Thank you so much, head table, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. This is what I was born with, all natural. This is what I can do with my do, and my mother's preference. My mother, having curly hair, should have considered what was going to happen when she married a man with even curlier hair. I don't think most people are defined by their hair. Famous people notwithstanding. But I have been for most of my life, believe it or not. This week, I met with some business partners. And my dear friend who pulled the meeting together said to the two guys I was meeting with, do you remember Jody Gammon? I was Jody Gammon at the time. We hadn't seen each other in a couple of years and really never knew each other all that well. And they're like, Jody Gammon, you know, the really funny one. The one with the big hair. Oh, Jody! She is really funny. While at this meeting this week, I wound up in an office with 4 women. Not a real rabble-rousing crowd, but 4 women, 2 with curly hair and 2 with straight hair. And wouldn't you know, instead of business, our conversation went to hair and product and what we could do. And it's just my lot in life. I'm all about the hair. I took my scarf to you, Cassandra. So you ask curly or straight, the great debate, because it is a big question in my life. Chris Rock certainly thought it was worth a conversation or a movie. His movie, Good Hair, is all about black women's hair, the time and money spent. Or to quote the article, the billion-dollar black good hair industry. The very next article in my search, natural or relaxed, for black women, hair is not a settled matter. Isn't it fascinating what we focus on? I relate to black women and their woes. When I was a teenager, I actually experienced prejudice to the point of not being served in a restaurant when I was very tan after being in the sun for several weeks, sporting a full afro. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. If anyone saw the controversy over Violet Davis's hair at the Oscars this year, she was being criticized and critiqued by the media because, and I quote, she wore a natural. She's known for long, fairly straight hair because she wears wigs. She showed up without a wig, and it was all the talk. Seriously? Growing up with this hair was a challenge, to say the least. How many of you in this room, probably mostly the women, remember the trials and tribulations of hairstyling when you were in elementary school, middle school, high school, right? Yeah. I would imagine the elders in the room, me being an elder, can relate more so than the youngins, as product was minimal at best. I remember Uncurl, and the reason I remember Uncurl is it was sticky, and my sister completely burned her scalp and couldn't touch it for almost a month with this product. Well, she almost got rid of her tightly wound curls. When I was a young teenager, Farrah Fawcett was all the rage, right? Because of her hair. Okay, maybe more than just her hair. What do you think happens when a 9 or 10-year-old little girl sees Farrah Fawcett and goes, oh, I want that? Well, I picked up those scissors, and I went into the bathroom, and I layered this. And I cried for 2 years. hair actually caused me a dateless prom night. I showed up, and it is sad, and I didn't have Kleenex, I'm sorry, but to hand out to all of you. I showed up at the prom, and my date was so disappointed that I showed up with my afro that he actually left me at the front door. All of us can look back on our high school yearbook pictures with a good laugh, or shedding a few tears, or feeling humiliation all over again. Just open those notes we passed around, if you would. My graduation picture. May I? Maybe a little Angela Davis. A little, maybe Link from Mod Squad. Think about what this might look like after going for a drive in a convertible. Straight hair doesn't survive a convertible. How about going out on a date with a guy on the back of his motorcycle? You want to take off that helmet? I think the men in this room can breathe a sigh of relief for what they do not have to deal with. Their time in the bathroom crimping is minimal compared to what women deal with. To be completely forthcoming, I have relaxed my hair, have worn it straight, and have learned that I've become someone else, and I've even walked into a room and people have not known who I am. But here's the long and short of it. In the great debate of curly or straight, I embrace my girls.
Great job, Judy.